I'm a little bit late to this one, but we're going to go over it anyway. We have the, what was it, Breath of Evolution or something? I didn't actually read it. Yeah, Breath of Evolution, patch notes. And all I've seen is a little bit silly, so we're going to go over it. All right, we have Dragonite, Dragapult, and Venusaur. I quite like those three, so let me, well, that'll be your thumbnail, but let's go ahead and see what we have going on here. I'm interested. Dragapult is getting a pretty sizable buff to its HP. That's pretty cool. Dragonite is getting a 1-second cooldown. Okay, and then it's getting its attack increase per KO on Fendiforce from 6 to 8. It was previously 10. They nerfed it to 6. Now they're going in between buffing it at 8. Dragapult had a low win rate due to its disadvantage against fast approaching speedsters to help it perform better in the latter stages of a battle. Its durability and benefits from scoring KOs have been enhanced. I'm fine with that. It's totally reasonable. 1-second cooldowns, whatever. A little bit of extra HP is whatever. And then the, you know, this is still not as good as it used to be for Fendiforce. So, seems like all in all good changes to Dragapult. Let's see what we have for Dragonite. Hyper Beam gets a second off its cooldown, and Outrage gets a 5% increase on attack speed. Despite having powerful moves, Dragonite had low pick rates to help highlight the strength of each move path. Its main offensive abilities have been buffed. Outrage did not need that. Let me tell you that for free. Outrage was incredible. Does a lot of damage. I'm a fan of Dragonite. It's one of my favorite characters to play. I've said it a million times. If I had to only play one character for the rest of my Unite playing days, it would be Dragonite, just because the different playstyles are so distinct. Like, I really enjoy Dragonite for that reason, so I'm happy it's getting some love, but I'm a little bit worried about how strong Outrage is going to be. It's already a really good move, and just got better. Okay. Venusaur getting a 10% increase on Giga Drain's healing, and movement speed increase on Pedal Dance is fine. The combination of Pedal Dance and Giga Drain requires close combat, which increases risk. To improve survivability and mobility, Giga Drain and Pedal Dance have been buffed. That is an insane buff. This is another build that I talk about quite a lot whenever I do play it, and how much I love playing Giga Drain Venusaur. I love that they're buffing stuff that I like. This is a big patch win for JB. I love both of these characters. I'm a huge fan of these two buffs, but yeah, it's quite a lot. I don't think it's going to really be too crazy because, well, hopefully there's something involving the speedsters in this patch. Galarian Rapidash. Abilities. Pastel Veil. Psychic Gauge has increased to 43%. Okay. Fairy Wind got 10% damage increase. Smart Strike got 30% damage increase. That's a ton. And then it gets its Unite move a little bit more often. All right, I mean, Fairy Wind getting a 10% damage increase is quite a lot. I mean, increased movement speed by 43% on Psychic Gauge. That's seems like a big number. After its ability was heavily nerfed in the previous update, Galarian Rapidash's influence in battles dropped significantly. This adjustment partially reverts those changes and boosts its offensive power. Sure. Yeah, the main thing that Galarian Rapidash had going for it on release, aside from just doing way too much damage, was the fact that it had Unstoppable. It just has Hindrance Resistance now. I think that alone makes it a much more reasonable character. And these buffs don't seem too big, except for Smart Strike, which was already pretty good. 30% is a massive, massive increase, though, so that could be a little bit scary. Buzzwole. Oh. Okay. I'm here for this. I am so here for this. Buzzwole's ability, Beast Boost. Gauge depletion went from 5 seconds to 10 seconds, so you can move around with your gauge full longer. I love that. Boosted attack, 30% healing increase. Oh my god. That is an absurd amount. Leech Life now grants hindrance resistance. Are you kidding me? This might be the greatest patch of all time. This might be my favorite patch of all time. You're telling me you buff 3 of my favorite characters in one patch? What are we doing? You buff Dragonite, you buff Venusaur, and you buff Buzzwole all in one patch. Now, granted, I hate Leech Life Buzzwole, but how long have I been saying all it needs is at least hindrance resistance or unstoppable on Leech Life, and now we have that. So your Leech Lives will get griefed a little bit less. And then a second off, Lunge. Yeah, I love this. I love this. I love this. Keep buffing characters JB enjoys playing. I am so here for this. Buzzwole excels in close combat. Its muscle gauge depleted too quickly after disengaging from battle. By delaying the gauge depletion, it can return to the front line more effectively. I love this. Drain Crown plus Leech Life, triple 100k Buzzwole incoming. I mean, you know I'm gonna have to at least attempt it. Revenant nerf. Okay, Woodhammer decreased by 10%, curse damage increased by 10%, and Horn Leech throw duration increased by 0.25 seconds. I don't like that we're nerfing things, and the first two things that come up are defenders. I hate that so fucking much because no one plays defenders as it is. Despite being a defender, Revenant had high damage output and strong crowd control. Its damage, the damage of its main offensive moves has been reduced, and Hornleech's final throw duration has been shortened to reduce the excessive crowd control. I'm here for that. Hornleech nerf is fine. It's still going to be really strong. I think Curse is still going to be really good. Woodhammer, you never use Woodhammer for the damage anyway. Revenant is still going to be totally fine. And they didn't nerf the best move in his kit. So yeah, still going to be totally reasonable. Why? What are we doing? Goodra does get a pretty big HP increase. I'm cool with that. Boosted attack went from 5% to 3% of opponent's max HP. Why? Muddy Water went from a 28% damage decrease down to a 20% damage decrease. Okay. And then Acid Spray's throw got 0.25 seconds locked off of it. Why? Why are we nerfing Goodra? Okay. Should have buffed Dragon Pulse if you're gonna do all this. Like, this is a ridiculous nerf. Dragon Pulse or Goodra did not need to be nerfed at all. Only bad players struggle against Goodra. That's been well established at this point. Suicune. All right. Pressure. Shield stacking limit from 3 times to 2 times, so that was a bug fix. Okay. Its boosted attack got a 15% damage decrease, and Ice Beam had its move cooldown increased by 1 second. Icy Wind had its Icicle Explosion damage increased by 98%. Huh? Well, that just negates all of the nerfs. Granted, these weren't really huge nerfs anyway. I mean, the boosted attack nerf is pretty big. Fixing the bug is whatever. And cooldown nerfs don't matter at all. A bug that allowed Suicune Shield to stack up to 3 times instead of the intended 2 times has been fixed. Ice Beam's cooldown was too short, enabling frequent freezes. So it has been extended. On the other hand, Icy Wind's pillar explosion damage has been increased to improve its combo potential. Yeah, this character's still busted, so yeah, nothing changes about that. Alolan Raichu. Let's see. Oh, I love this. The dev win. Huge dev W in the chat. Stored power, bonus damage, increase or 18% decrease. Hit damage decreased by 20%, and cooldown increased on Psychic, and the Psychic Plus had a 20% damage decrease and damage over time decrease. Cool. Shortly after the debut, the combination of Sword Power and Psychic proved too powerful, resulting in a high win rate. These moves have been adjusting accordingly. Interestingly enough here, they don't say anything about Muscle Band being bugged, so we can assume that Sword Power's damage with Muscle Band, like proccing multiple times, was intended. And that being said, I think the build is still going to be very good. They did not change Electro Ball, which I'm excited about because I really like Electro Ball. It's just Sword Power was broken. Let's go. The defense penetration and special defense penetration stats were added to clarify the role of speedsters are being removed. These stats gave speedsters too much influence and disrupted game bouts. Future role defining mechanics will continue to be evaluated during or using seasonal battle data. Thank God. Now, I had said that these changes, like these stats, would be okay if they just implement them at a lower number than they did. I wouldn't mind them trying something like that if it were at a significantly lower number than it was released at, because like it was absolutely absurd how much damage these things were doing, and I'm very glad that they have gotten rid of it. So yeah, they also nerfed Night Slash's cooldown and Psycho Cut, so absolute strong matchups against Pokemon lacking hindrance effects. So asking for a little blah blah blah. Okay, so yeah, nerfing those, sure. I mean, Absol was already really good before these defense penetrations were added initially, so you know, getting rid of that was cool. And now after they have gone and yep, they've done the thing. All right, so they got rid of the Zeraor's defense penetration, but they also nerfed Discharge. So Zeraor went from being like mediocre at best to most overpowered character in the game with the defense penetration. Now without the defense penetration, they sent it back to being mediocre and then nerfed it, which I guess is fine. They reduced the damage 17 to 10% decrease. I'm not sure. You know, I guess it does more damage at one point or another. I don't know. It doesn't matter. And they'd also get rid of 10% of its shields. Yeah. High overall performance about durability and offense, so its stats have been adjusted for balance. Yeah, I mean, the only thing that made Zeraor good was defense pin, so that gone, Zeraor is not going to be a problem, I don't think, as much as I love Discharge. Oh. So they did fix the bug. So it's weird that they mentioned this bug with Alolan Raichu Sword Power and Muscle Band here, and fixed an issue with Zacian's player off did not reduce incoming damage. So interesting that they mentioned like this bug fix here, but didn't mention it here, but they mentioned this one with Suicune. But yeah, they did get rid of Muscle Man on Alolan Raichu, so that is a very big nerf to Raichu. Raichu might actually be somewhat ethical, dare I say. So huge winners from this patch. I honestly think Buzzwole might be the biggest winner. Honestly, probably Buzzwole. Maybe Rapidash, we'll see. But yeah, really good patch. Really good patch. I feel bad for Trevenant, but thank God they nerfed speeches. So they still need to nerf the hell out of Leafeon's damage. They still need to, you know, nerf some Talonflame damage a little bit. But I am so happy with these changes. This is a big win from the devs. Very, very happy with these changes. Overall, big win of a patch. I'll try to get some content out for you guys tomorrow on it. It should come out, yeah, fairly soon at 700. So that's about when I was. Okay, well, whatever. I can try to get you guys a Buzzwole game by that point. Anyway, hopefully you guys are excited for this patch. Let me know your favorite decision of the patch. Let me know who you think won. Let me know who you think lost, and I'll get you guys on out here. Thank you for watching. Take it easy. Bye-bye.